Thank you very much. I'd like to call the meeting to order and acknowledge we are in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Inuit, Cree, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. I'd like to introduce the members of the panel this morning, as well as the secretary to the board and the assessor. This morning via Zoom is Brent McIntyre and Lynn Nesbitt are joining us. Myself, I sit as chair today. My name is Mike Truglio. From the assessment department, we have Johnny Spacek, and from the administrative personnel, we have Phoebe Graywood. To the Zoom participants of the hearing, please note you are placed in the waiting room until your property is called upon. When it is your turn, you will be admitted into the meeting. Kindly follow along the City of Winnipeg Board of Revision YouTube channel for the hearing process. Once the host admits you into the hearing, please close or mute your YouTube player. You will then be permitted to speak with respect to your property. Once your hearing is concluded, you can leave the meeting. We'll be hearing applications for revision of the business assessment role in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act and the City of Winnipeg Charter. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussions to those matters. The statements that are made at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by council and is independent of it and the city administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value, or to Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included in the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the points of appeal with your property be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony, followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all evidence about the application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the board's decision by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. We'll be hearing items number 4 and 5 on our docket today. Ms. Graywood, please affirm the assessors and the applicant's testimony.
Mr. Spacek, please state your full name.
Jonathan Spacek.
Do you affirm the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, yes.
Thank you. And Mr. Neufeld, please state your full name.
Ayrton Neufeld.
Do you affirm the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, so we have the first item on the docket being number 4 is 6 Donald Street. So Mr. Spacek, could you walk us through your presentation, please?
Yes, no problem. Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have a 2025 business assessment appeal for 6 Donald Street, business assessment ID 29807, file number 24-5120. We have a 2025 annual rental value of $218,340. This is based on the premise area of our property. It's a 2-story office at 12,730 square feet. This is an overall ARV of $17.15. And if you look at my chart on the middle, this is based on a base ARV. So you can think of that as the net rent for the tenant at $14.45. And then we have occupancy costs for the 12,730 square feet. So this is a base ARV of 183,948 plus the total occupancy costs of 34,371. And we get a 2025 total annual rental value of 218,340, which I'm asking to be maintained today. We are again at 6 Donald, so this is between River and Stradbrook Avenue on Donald. It's a 2-story office. I've included the comparables or some larger sized OFS comparables across the city. We have 5 comparables, comparable one from 114 Gary down to 1000 Waverly, with a range of rents from $16.50 on the high end down to $14 on the low end. You'll see those square footages range from 12 to 24,000 square feet approximately. I've also included on page 3 the realty decision for this property during the 2025 realty cycle. So this property was reduced, and if you turn to my page 4, I've included just the decision showing that the decision was based on the NOI presented by us with a capitalization rate increase to 7%. So this rental rate was used in the realty decision, and based on my comparables and what I have for the BA, I'm asking for it to be maintained today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Neufeld, questions?
No, thank you. We're just going to ask for confirmation as well. The decision wasn't appealed and the assessment NOI was not changed. So that's fine.
So we'll just go through quick questions on this, and then we will go with your request for confirmation. Ms. Nesbitt, any questions at this time?
No questions. Thank you very much.
And Mr. McIntyre, do you have any questions, sir?
I have no questions, thank you.
Thank you, and I have none. So, Mr. Neufeld, then we will take under advisement your request for confirmation.
Thank you.
So that moves us on to item number 5, that being 300 William Avenue. Mr. Spacek, could you go through that, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. We are looking at the 2025 business assessment for 300 William Avenue. This is business assessment ID 27058, file number 24-5082. We have a total 2025 annual rental value of 229,260. This is based on 8,612 square feet across both floors of a credit union in the exchange. We have a total annual rental value per square foot of $26.62. This is based on, again, from my middle chart, the base ARV per square foot. So you can think of that as the net rent for this property of the credit union at $23.92. This is model driven. And we also have the occupancy costs for this property, which add up to $23,252. When you combine those two, or the base ARV of $205,999 plus the occupancy costs, you get the total ARV of $229,260. Again, I'm asking on this property to be maintained. We are at the corner of William and Princess. Again, this is the Winnipeg Police Credit Union. I've included the comparables on page 2 that were used for the realty hearing for this property. So we have 4 downtown credit unions and banks. You can see the first one, 333 St. Mary Avenue. So you're looking at City Place. We have a 16 built with an effective year of 77, 6,293 square feet at $31.50 for a CIBC. We have Scotiabank at 242 Hargrave, which was built 2019. So this is True North, newer bank. Scotiabank, they have a net rent of $27.50. If you go to our 4th comparable, we have 363 Broadway. So this is a Scotiabank on the main floor of the tower at Broadway, 1976 built, 22 signed lease for $21 for 3,511 square feet. And finally, 360 Main, you have a lower in the underground, the credit union There in the underground under 360 main, it's a smaller one, 2,743 square feet at $27 a square foot. So the comparables for the realty averaged out to $26.90 with a median of $27.50. I've also included on page 3 and 4 the decision from the realty, so just showing that this property, after realty hearing, was confirmed for 2025, and I am asking for the ARV to be confirmed as well at $23.92 a square foot for the base ARV. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Neufeld, questions?
Yes, thank you. This subject property is in the Exchange District, is that correct?
True.
And your comparables, you've got banks, they're all south of Portage? Sorry.
Correct.
Yeah, I guess 360 Main isn't, but sort of is. Are you aware what this was built as?
Originally built? No.
No. Oh, those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Questions, Mr. McIntyre?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Nesbitt, questions?
No questions. Thank you.
And I have no questions either at this point, so thank you very much. Mr. Neufeld, can we have your presentation, sir?
Yes, thank you. I will start off by saying that this had a penalty request for the realty hearing, new decision at the municipal board, newish decision at the municipal board indicates that even if the penalty was later beaten, the reduction is only applied to the amount that the assessments currently sit at. So if the board of revision was to reduce it by 100,000 on the second year, and then the penalty is dropped, and then the municipal board reduces it another 200, they're only reducing it 200 from those separate values, not from the actual value. So essentially, when a penalty is applied by the board of revision, it gets us kind of tied with the what is the outcome of that, because we can only appeal that decision, not the original values. So essentially, when that happened, we did confirm. We still believe this rent at $18 is fair. I brought this in last cycle, and the rents that we relied heavily on were thus roughly the same, even slightly updated. But on my page 4 is 317 Donald. That is, of course, north of Portage. And this is a property that, just by being half a block north of Portage, has been having significant difficulty to be rented. The first floor is on my page 4, I'm going through. You have the city in paying for the highest one, $15.50, and then the post reference, which is not post reference anymore, that should have been updated, my mistake, was sat vacant for 6 or 7 years and had 3 or 4 people interested in it, and they'd come in from out of town and see the giant tiger out of the window and wouldn't be interested in it anymore. This seems like it would be a good area by being just that close to the arena, but as we all likely know, that once you get north of Portage, it does become a very significantly different rental market. The property was not built as a bank. To my knowledge, it was a junior's restaurant. It has a drive-through. I think they wanted it for the drive-through purpose. Last cycle, we applied 18, and as you can see in the 2023 assessment, it was applied, and the difference there being costs. I don't think any increase in the market is really warranted. We're applying 18 again, once for 178,270, and then also the rents for support as well on my page 5. These are built to suit, so they generally tend to be higher than the market. If you're renting these out at 500 Hargrave and 650 Main in the open market, I don't think they'd be achieving 1850 and 1925. But it is what it's in place, and you know we have this idea that banks are worth more. I strongly disagree with a property like this, but we do apply a rent that would be higher than anything in the immediate area, than anything for something comparable. So there is some recognition of this bank rent, and that could be attributable to the interior finish. But quite frankly, this is a building that's in the Exchange. There's not a strong rental market in here. There is rentals, of course, but they're generally gross leases much lower. So we brought things that were in the area, but higher quality to get to our value of 18, and again for 178,270. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Spencer?
Yeah, just quickly, sorry, if you could just turn to your page 4, just to help me understand that building's on Donald, correct?
Yes, north of
Um,
Boardroom.
and it's a Assiniboine Credit Union, or I can't see the top. I forget the spelling.
It was no what's the not Assiniboine. I'm blanking
Uh,
on the name. It is a credit union.
okay, yeah, it's credit union. Sorry, I guess my question is, I was just looking at the rents. When you put first owner, is that the first floor, 16,492? So is that owner occupied, but there's a lease in place for 850, or what do you
Sorry,
mean by
that
owner?
was always our valuation of it. I guess that you're right. I should have clarified that a bit. The first floor here is actually a data center. There's a lot of the area there that was built for a check cashing facility.
Okay.
It's not there's like not really good windows for it to be an office. It's kind of like a server room now.
Okay.
So that is, we applied the 850 on that one because of the top floor, the last rent there that was applied eventually at 850 once that sat vacant forever. So that was our thinking there, that that is actually a good floor that only went to 850 because all of everything else fell through. But those older, the Winnipeg Civic, I think that's where you pick up your I think they're the union is there, and then the 2 to 4 is owner, and then realistically, those real rents right now are the 1410, which is small, 1550, which is normal, like a full floor, and then the 850.
And the post ref is that's the 5th
It's
floor,
not post reference.
but it's
Yeah,
like but
I
it's
could
the
find
5th floor. Okay. Yes, thank you. I was just curious
yeah.
what there and what was actual rent and what was just
Yeah.
your information. So
Fair enough.
thank you very much. That's all my questions.
Thank you. Ms. Nesbitt, any questions?
I have no questions. Thank you.
And Mr. McIntyre, any questions?
I think I have one. Let me just get to it. So if I look at your first comparison, 850 Pembina, is there any financial institution, like there's a range of rates there, but there's
No, I didn't really touch on 850 Pembina. When we did these rents, was kind of, these are our higher quality rent, our higher quality office that aren't towers, essentially, is what we were looking at. And I think 850 Pembina is more there for support. It's not in the area. There's actually a lot of associations. So there's the College of Nurses, who's now moved out, the Engineers Association, Red Cross, and another. I'm blanking on it now.
And on your second comparison, that it's the Winnipeg Civic Credit Union?
No, sorry. Winnipeg Civic is, I believe, the union that represents a part of the city. The credit union was the owner of that first, 2, and 4.
So what floor did they occupy?
They occupied the first floor as their data center, the 2 to 4 as their office, and then the Civics is the rental one, and then the post reference there is the top floor that eventually rented for 850. I can figure out who.
Well, to further clarify, so there is no financial institution other than the operational facilities for the credit union?
Of my rents, you mean?
No, occupying this building.
As a tenant, no. That's the owner space that is occupying that, and then the tenant space is the virtually identical on different floors.
So it's their head office then, essentially. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was. I'm still blanking on the name, but they were essentially all the credit unions would go to them for check cashing and check clearing. They still operate, but they've been downsizing as most of that has gone digital.
Right.
They had their own. They did have, I believe, a few owner-occupied banks, but those have all kind of been amalgamated to access credit unions. There's very few operating credit unions.
Okay, that was my only questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McIntyre. I do have a question. You made a statement regarding the building and that it was originally a burger place, and that, but
Yeah, it was Ron Merritt who told me it was originally a burger place. I believe it was built as a restaurant. He had indicated that during a hearing last time, and I know it was built as something else, and I believe it was a restaurant. I thought it was Junior's. It is built with the drive-through, so.
okay. I sort of recall Junior's there. Many years ago.
It was
But
like.
I
Do I
also
have that right?
recall that once the credit union went in,
Mhm.
there was significant change made to that building. So,
Of course.
would you agree with me on that, sir?
Absolutely, but if it was still at Junior's, I think we'd be looking at like an $8 rent in the exchange. So I think that
True, but it is not. So we do have to look at it as a financial institution, do we not?
Well, I see it more as just a regular office personally. I don't see it. If you were to put a Scotiabank right then and there, no one would really be going to it. It's built for the credit union because that's where the police department used to be. That I could see that changing in the near future as they moved. So I don't think you're going to put a Scotiabank in that same building and get a $30 rent. That's for sure.
Mr. Spacek, I'm going to come back to you for a moment or not. Could you tell me when this got converted or rebuilt as a bank?
I'd have to look one moment, see if I have anything on that. I don't have any notes on it in front of me.
Okay,
It's
been a long time.
Yeah, I have. I mean, addition. It looks like building name addition was put in 1975. It was originally built in 1963. I'm gonna assume 1975 use for bank, and it was built in 1963. I don't know if that would match your timeline at all, but we have building name in 1963 as Heart and Stroke Foundation. I don't know if they were there before, in between or something.
Heart and Stroke Foundation could be the name of the burger joint.
Yeah, average. I don't have the actual. I can check one more thing. It just takes a moment.
Yeah, my memory of that is it was a restaurant, Junior's, and that if I'm not mistaken, when the credit union took over, either they demolished the original building or they modified it so extensively that it's changed the appearance of it.
Oh, for sure. It doesn't look like a burger joint from the outside, but
Oh.
like other than that information of the building addition in that year, I really, as far as I go back to 2004, it's Winnipeg Credit Union. So I just don't
Fair enough.
I don't have the field form, the paper one, you know?
Gee, that might have been of some help. All right, thank you very much. Those are my questions. Any summation on either part, gentlemen?
No need on my end, thank you.
Mr.
Just quickly, I don't feel a $23.92 rent is achievable in that market area for any use whatsoever at 8,600 square feet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I believe we have heard all the items scheduled for this docket, and this hearing now is adjourned. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time and your patience again. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a good
everyone.
day.
Bye.
Okay.